Two of these boys are dead. The third one's in a memory care unit in Las Cruces. He doesn't know my name. Doesn't know his own. In 1962, all three of them told me I was delusional. I'm 85. I have never slept better in my goddamn life. My daughter calls every Sunday. She wants me in a home in Albuquerque. She says this is no way for an 85-year-old man to live. 200 square feet, kid. No yard. No neighbors but the coyotes. Heating bill is propane. I do my dishes in a bucket. My toilet is 12 feet from my bed. She thinks I'm out here losing my mind. She thinks same thing they thought in 1962. That word, delusional, it's the most dangerous word in the English language. And the people who taught it to you were the people who lost. I'm going to tell you why. I want to tell you about a fellow named Jimmy. God rest his soul. Jimmy was the realist. He was a smart one. We were 22, sitting on the hood of my truck outside the lumber yard in Roswell. Hot August. I told Jimmy I was going to build something. Said I wanted to own my own time. Said I wanted to wake up on a Tuesday and watch the dust move across the road if I damn well felt like it. Jimmy laughed at me, put his hand on my shoulder, patronizing me like I was a kid. And he said, Harlan, you got to be realistic. Get the pension. Get the 30-year mortgage. Play the game. So Jimmy played the game. 42 years at a logistics company down by Las Cruces. 2 cars in the driveway. Mowed his lawn every Saturday. Did every single thing the system told him to do. He died of a stroke at 66. 2 months after he retired. 2 months. He gave him 42 years of his sweat, his youth, his back, his best decades, and the universe gave him 8 weekends on the porch before the lights went out. That's what realistic buys you, fella. 8 weekends. And now, let me tell you something. Nobody on the television will tell you. The system needs you to be realistic. They require it. If everybody woke up tomorrow and decided to be delusional, who'd sweep the factory floors? Who'd sit in the cubicle answering emails that don't matter? Who'd buy the garbage they sell on the screen at night just to feel less empty for an hour? Realistic is the leash, kid. Delusional is the dog that finally figured out the leash ain't tied to anything. That's why they laugh at you, fella, when you tell them you want more, when you say you're going to build something, when you say you ain't punching a clock at 65. Their laughter ain't disagreement. It's the sound of their own fear, because if your delusion actually works, if you pull it off, then their realistic, cowardly little life was a choice. And folks hate being reminded they had a choice. Your ambition offends their mediocrity, kid. That's the whole damn game right there. I look at the world you young folks live in now, and I'll tell you, It makes me sick to my stomach. You carry these little glowing rectangles in your pocket, and all day long, every day, that screen is feeding you reality. It tells you the statistics. It tells you the economy is rigged. It tells you the housing market will never let you in. It shows you 1,000 reasons why you can't. It is a machine, kid, built to kill your delusion before you can hold it long enough for it to grow. And then, and this is the part that breaks my heart, you kids invented a new word, cringe. You won't try anything anymore unless you've checked first to see if it's going to make some stranger on the internet wrinkle their nose. Is it cringe to try hard? Is it cringe to believe in myself? Is it cringe to fail in front of people? You are letting people who are dead inside tell you how to live. You are shrinking your whole life to fit inside a box that miserable people built for you because they couldn't stand watching anybody escape. That ain't realism, fella. That's suffocation. You are voluntarily putting on the handcuffs. Now, here's the only thing I've learned in 85 years that's worth the price of admission. The winners didn't have more talent than the realists. They didn't have more money. They didn't have richer parents. They didn't have better luck. The winners stayed delusional longer. That's it, kid. That's the whole game. When the realist failed the first time, he stood on the sidelines of his own life and said, "Yeah, told you, should have been realistic." The delusional fella, he wiped the blood off his mouth, spit a tooth into the dirt, and said, "Just a scratch." When I bought that piece of land in '62, I didn't know what was on it. I didn't know what I'd build. I didn't know if I'd survive the next 12 months. I knew one thing. I knew I was the kind of man who buys land. That was it. That was the whole delusion. At 22-year-old, I had decided who I was. And then I lived inside that decision until the world caught up. It took the world 19 years. 19 years of beans and tortillas for dinner. 19 years of Eleanor working 2 jobs while I built. 19 years of those 3 boys in the photograph telling me I was wrong. Christ. Then on a Tuesday morning in 1981, a Tuesday morning, kid, a man knocked on the door of our rental in Roswell with an offer that paid off everything we owed and started us over. Jimmy never got that knock. He was so busy being realistic, he had nothing left to be wrong about. For 19 years, 19, those 3 boys in the photograph were right about me. I lost money. I missed my daughter's first communion. I was a bad husband for the first 8 years and a worse father for the next 4. There were nights I sat at our kitchen table and cried, kid, and Eleanor, God rest her soul, didn't say nothing because there wasn't nothing to say. The realists were correct. Statistically, mathematically, by every metric ever invented. And I kept going. That's the only thing I did that they didn't. I kept going while I was wrong. So here's your assignment, kid. Tonight, go to a mirror before you check that little screen and ask yourself, not what's realistic, not what would my mother think, not is it going to be cringe. Ask, who am I before the world told me? That answer is who you were meant to be. Everything else is the leash. Be the kind of fella who buys the land. Be the kind of fella who keeps going while he's wrong. Be the kind of fella whose 3 friends in the photograph are dead, and he's 85, and he's still here, and he's still building. They'll call you delusional. Let 'em. A tombstone that says he paid his bills on time. Who gives a damn about that? Go be crazy, kid. You don't have enough time left to be normal.